What a catch that was! Pulled away, but went straight to the mid wicket. Fielder there, Sachin Rathore, inside the circle, had to move couple of steps towards his left. He moves nicely and takes it with ease. Well, one champion draws first blood. Shreepa Rockers lose their very first wicket in the fifth over, 35 for 1. They're moving along nicely, but they have lost one. Good bumper this from Mahas, completely surprising. Varun Vinod there, that ball coming high on the bat, hence no timing, carried comfortably to the mid wicket fielder who's right at the edge, takes a good catch. Sachin Rathore, Varun Vinod departing after making 23 of 16. Ball by Mahas, catch by Sachin Rathore. The new batter in is Vamsi Reddy, a very seasonal campaigner. Vamsi Reddy walks in at number 3. 503 matches for Vamsi Reddy, 15,222 runs, averaging just under 42. Very healthy average for Vamsi Reddy, whereas strike rate even better, 151.07 for Vamsi Reddy. Will join Ritish Reddy. Hasn't found himself going 8 of 9. Is taking him his time. Ritish Reddy, very dangerous batter. Once he's in, this time slow through the air, very fuller, changing his pace. Mahas, Vamsi Reddy driving on the up, but straight to the covers fielder. That's a dot ball. Mahas testing with the change of pace at the very first ball for Vamsi Reddy. This time he goes pace up, but the ball kept low on that occasion. That is what we will get from the surface, as it's continuously drizzling every night. So surface will behave in such a way where the ball gets hold and it doesn't bounce as much as you expect and will not come that fast out of the surface. Shreepa Rockers have done well to score 35. This is good comeback over. That's a sharp bumper from Mahas. Well directed, but Vamsi Reddy does well to get underneath that one and lets it go through. Excellent over from Mahas. It's a wicket maiden. They needed wicket and they needed to come back strongly. Mahas provided them with that. 35 for 1 after 5 overs. Shreepa Rockers. This is the very first match of the Super Sunday in One Champion Elite Season 42. Shreepa Rockers up against One Champion, in fact, Pink Panthers. Once again, Pink Panthers. Two very good teams. Plays very competitive cricket, are up against each other. We highly expect a very close fight. Very good match. There's a change in bowling attack for signs of spin as Akshay VVS introduced into the attack. Is a left arm orthodox bowler. Akshay has got good amount of experience behind him. 110 matches for Akshay. 171 wickets, economy under 5, 4.91. Best figures of 6 foot 26. Starts off with a slightly shorter length delivery, which is being punched off the back foot by Ritish Kumar, wide of mid off. So there was an easy single there. Both the batters completing the single with ease. He's a very good bowler, Akshay VVS. Vamsi Reddy got his knee down, swept it fine enough towards the right of deep square leg and will collect two. Will collect two to open his account. Vamsi Reddy gets underway with couple of runs. Score moves to 38. Well, Pink Panthers have pulled back things nicely in last couple of overs. Will they close out the power play on high, or will Shreepa Rockers go hard at the bowling in the power play? Well, pulled away wide of mid on. So easy single there for Vamsi Reddy. This is good cricket. This is what good batters do. Immediately after getting a boundary, they rotate strike. Right hand, left hand combination out in the center for Shreepa Rockers will make things difficult for the fielders as they have to run here and there every now and then. Well, that's a very good delivery. They are looking for sharp single. Well. Aditya NK in the covers did well to get to the ball but doesn't release quickly as he did not get hold of the ball neatly there. Batters very quickly making the ground. Excellent piece of running between the wicket. This time he goes for slog sweep. There's a fielder behind. Well, he was well inside the boundary skirtings there. We have to wait for the umpire signals. He says four. Yes, Sachin Rathod in the deep. If it would have been right at the edge, that would have been curtains for Vamshi Reddy. But he wasn't. Ball going over his head and bouncing inside the boundary and goes for four. Well. He was well inside that boundary. This time just thrown away from the right hander, just inside that wide line on the offside. Vamsi once again looking to pull, looking to sweep, but that was way out of his reach. So 9 runs coming off the sixth over by Akshay. Power play closes on 44 for the loss of one for Shreepa Rockers. 44 for 1 after 6 overs. Shreepa Rockers after being put into bat first by Pink Panthers. Now spin from both the ends as Srivatsan is introduced into the attack. 153 matches for Srivatsan, 193 wickets, economy of 6.83, best figures of 5 for 9. In fact, he's a medium pacer. Srivatsan, he's got a variation, good variation of rolling his fingers over the ball, but He's not a spinner. He's a medium pacer. Well, that's full and beautifully driven into the extra cover. Fielder right at the boundary. Fumbles to collect the ball at once, and that's enough for both the batters to come back for the second. Vamsi Reddy and Ritish Reddy, both these batters very quick between the wicket. They'll seize on the opportunity there. This time, good amount of turn there for Srivatsan, pitching outside leg, then coming on to the stumps. That was a leg cutter. Vamsi Reddy did well, waited on the back foot, just working it down to long on for a single. With that single, score moves to 48. 48 for 1 after 6.3. This time in the air, straight to the point. Ritish Reddy looking to get it in between point and cover point, but he fails to find the gap and hands over a simple catch to the point fielder who hasn't have to move an inch. Second one bites the dust. Aditya NK, the fielder there in the point region, making no mistake. Shreepa Rockers lose the second as Ritish, the lefty, has to walk back. 48 for 2 after 6.4. Srivatsan with the wicket. New batter in is Laddu in at number 4 for Shripa Rockers. That's a very full delivery from Srivatsan. Back to back dots to close out the over. A successful over from Srivatsan. 4 runs and a wicket coming off the 7th over. Shripa Rockers 48 for the loss of 2 after 7. Aditya and K now into the attack. In fact, he's back into the attack. He's bowled an over earlier, only gone for four in this over so far. One coming off his two deliveries. He's a very slippery customer. Aditya NK. Ball quicks through the air. Well, this time a sharp turn. That ball drifting down the leg. Slightly slower through the air. And he gets extra purchase from the surface. This will encourage him to ball further slow. Once again, slow through the air. Laddu there gets off the mark with a single, swept down to square leg. In fact, 50 is up for Shreepa Rockerz as well. 51 for 2 after 7.3. 1.3 over 7 for none for Aditya NK. He's got a very deceptive arm ball. Varies his pace every now and then. Aditya NK, three fielders inside the circle on the offside. Gully point, cover point, whereas deep extra cover and long off on the offside. Played with the soft hands. Mahinder Reddy in the point is quick but not quick enough to stop that single. Excellent running between the wicket by both the batters. Fielders was right at the edge in the inner circle, and both the batters running through, calling early, looking for the big shot. Gets it out of the toe. Laddu there, looking to go big. But that was a low full toss. He gets it nowhere near to the connection that he would have desired. Laddu, but he'll still get a single. This time, a quicker one from Aditya NK kept low, skid through the surface. That ball was crashing on the stumps, but Vamsi Reddy did a good job to get low and get bat onto it. He'll fetch a single for that one as 6 runs coming off the 8th over by Aditya NK. Shreepa Rockerz 54 for the loss of 2 after 8. Srivatsan will continue. Well, that's a flighted delivery. Beautifully slack swept. Good effort there in the deep mid wicket region. Sachin Rathore there gets his body on the line and stops that ball. That ball was racing across very quickly. That was very firmly struck by Vamsi Reddy. He's a very good sweeper of the ball. This time, Laddu advances, gets to the pitch of the ball and lifts it over the side screen for a massive six. What a shot that was! Just shimmy down the wicket and lifting it straight as an arrow. Effortlessly done for a massive six. He moves to 8 with that 6, and Shreepa Rocker's score moves to 61 in 8.2. punched off the back foot. There is a fielder behind in the extra cover region. They ran the first one hard. Was interested for the second, but they have to settle in for a single. Good throw from the deep there. Keeps the batter to one. Once again, very slow through the air. Vamsi Reddy playing off the back foot, punching one down to long off for a single. This is good cricket from both the batters. Apart from six, they have managed to rotate strike on every ball. So far, nine of the over. There's a beauty from Srivatsan, slightly fuller in terms of length. Well, a good throw from Mahinder Reddy, but him just misses a target by an inch. It was a very sharp piece of work there by Mahinder Reddy in the gully. Last ball of the over. Well, that's pinned a mile, and that's been judged as a wide by the umpire rightfully, pitching just outside of stump and spinning it almost out of the pitch. Wicketkeeper does well to take that one. Last ball of the over, cut away towards the right of cover point and will beat the deep extra cover for a boundary. Timing impeccable on that occasion from the batter. Rocked on the back foot early, then cuts it right in between the extra cover and cover point, who's right at the edge of circle, and will fetch a boundary for that one. A good over for the batting team. Score moves to 69 for the loss of 2 after 9. Akshay was removed from the attack after that one over, now back into the attack to bowl the 10th over. Well, that's an absolute beauty from Akshay. Rahul Laddu just lets the one go through the wicket keeper. Sharp turn as well as bounce on that occasion for Akshay. 10 of 9 for Laddu so far. Very full delivery attacking the stumps. That ball went straight with the arm. Laddu managing to get an inside edge onto that one. No inside edge. It would have been a very close shout. Run a ball 10 now for Laddu. This is good from Akshay. Slow through the air. Well played with the soft hand. Chance of a run out. Wicket keeper gets in the slide and releases the ball quickly, but still both the batter making the ground comfortably. Well, this is the running between the wicket of highest order. Both the batters not shy of taking that quick singles at the up until now. It's paid off very nicely. Well, huge appeal. In fact, it's a delayed appeal from Akshay. Initially, he was not appealing, but as soon as his fellow mates went up, he also went up along with them. Good over so far from Akshay. Only single coming off the four deliveries. Last two balls from this end. This time short outside of stump, spinned further away. That was hard on the wicketkeeper to take that one. Only manages to get a glove onto it. Gully fielder cuts it off, but white plus one, two extras for Shreepa Rockerz as their score moves to 72. As I said, last two balls remaining in this over. This is the 10th over. Well, in the air, but intentionally done by Laddu. Just going inside out over extra cover for a single. Last ball of the 10th over. Last ball from this end. Cut away. Good effort there from Mahinder Reddy. That was placed just right of point. Mahinder Reddy there had to get in the dive to stop that one. Definitely saves 3 runs for his team. So only a single to close out the over. A good one from Akshay. Five coming off that one. Shreepa Rockers halfway through in the first innings are 74 for the loss of 2. There will be a change in ends and players will have drinks. We'll be right back after a very short break. Good passage of play for Shreepa Rockerz. Both the batters scoring along nicely. Anirudh MS into his first over. So far goes for three. Slightly shorter in terms of length. Ladu looking to run that one. In the third man, looking to beat short third towards his left. He gets himself beaten. That's a dot ball. So far, it's a good over from Anirudh MS. Only three coming off that one. First a two run, then a single. Apart from them, three dots in this over. Last ball of the 14th over. 118 for two. Shreepa Rockers. Well, there was an inside edge there. Was there? Did that carry? Yes, it did look like one, but that was a very difficult chance. Ball went low quickly towards his right. It's almost impossible to take such chances. Four runs coming off the 14th over. Shreepa Rockers 118 for the loss of two. Akshay to bowl out. Starts off with a dot delivery. Vamshi Reddy with that sweep. Gets beaten. So far has swept the ball very nicely. Vamshi Reddy 40 of 30 delivery for him so far. Well, this time looking to go downtown. Once again, a good amount of turn. That ball was full there for the takings. Vamshi Reddy went for it, but only manages to get connection with air. This is good from Akshay into his final over. He'll bowl out. 3.2 overs, 32 for none so far. He's gone wicketless up until now. Pulled away. Right in between. Long on and mid wicket. They are looking for the second run. They'll get the second with ease. A sharp throw, but still not enough to stop the batter to one. Couple of runs for Vamsi Reddy. Score moves to 120. With that 120 for the loss of two. In fact, they have ran three on that delivery. This time played late but straight to the point. Laddu was looking for the quick single on that occasion, but it was never there. Rightfully sent back by Vamsi Reddy. At the non-striker, both the batters very quick between the wickets, so they'll run that quick singles. But on the previous early ball went very quickly to the gully fielder, so there was no run there. Well swept away and taken. What a catch that has been! Laddu, the man, looking for the big shot, almost gets it over the boundary rope, but Sachin Rathore there in the deep has other ideas. What a catch that was! That ball was going over, but Sachin Rathore has other ideas. A brilliant catch to dismiss. An excellence in the field to dismiss. Laddu Jairam Kashyap is the new batter in at number 5 for Shreepa Rockers. He'll be joining Vamsi Reddy. Very experienced batter. Jairam Kashyap, plenty of experience behind him. 497 matches for him, 12,544 runs, averaging just under 40. Strike rate in excess of 130 for Jairam Kashyap. Will be bowling, will be facing to Akshay, who's got a wicket in his very last over. Led to the man dismissed. Jairam punches one off the back foot into the deep extra cover, but only for a single. A good over from Akshay. A tidy one, 4 runs and a wicket coming off the 15th. 122 for 3. Shreepa Rockers. Last 5 overs remaining in this match. In fact, last 5 overs remaining in this innings. Well, Pink Panthers winning the toss, opting to bowl first. But it's an even competition up until now. As Shreepa Rockers managed 122 for the loss of 3 in 15 overs. Last 5 overs remaining in this innings. What target will Shreepa Rockers look to set for Pink Panthers from here on? The launching pad is ready. Anirudh MS will continue. A good first over gets him the second. 1 over 3 for none so far for Anirudh. Starts off with a poor delivery down the leg. That's a wide. Score moves to 123. Good shot this. Looking for the quick single. They'll get one. Excellent piece of wicket keeping there. Throw was slightly wide and very quick. Wicketkeeper gets in the dive and takes the ball cleanly. Gives the batter 2-1. Vamshi Reddy needs to go from here on. Needs to go hard at the bowling. He's batted well for his 43. Yes, he does. Slightly fuller from Anirudh and he goes big, wide of long on. And does it go the distance? Yes, it does. It was the biggest part of the ground, but still Vamsi Reddy clearing that one with ease. This is what he brings to the table. He's got the shots. He's got his eye in on the verge of getting to a 50. 49 of 33 for him. This time gets inside the line of the ball and lifts it beautifully over fine leg. No chance for square leg fielder to cut that off. First, a massive six. Wide of long on. Now a boundary over fine leg gets him half century. 53 of just 34 deliveries. Take a bow. Vamsi Reddy now giving the charge to the bowlers. 53 of 34 for him. 6 boundaries and 1 6 in that innings. 155 for 155.8 the strike rate for Vamsi Reddy. Once again, cut away. Will that beat Sweeper cover? No, it will not. Sweeper cover will cut it off, but it's good enough to get back for the second one. This time, waiting for the ball, letting it come to and playing it very late. Vamsi Reddy, very good, both on front foot as well as back foot. This time, he was looking to sweep there. Did he get bat? Wicket keeper looks in some trouble there. Ball hitting his shoulder. These are not good signs, but he says I'm good to go. Brave work there by the wicketkeeper, not moving, not letting the ball go through, putting his body on the line. Last ball of the over. A beauty to finish off. Vamsi Reddy looking to cut, but that was on an excellent length. Skids to the surface nicely. Still a very good over for batting team as they fetch 14 of that one. Shreepa Rockerz 136 for 3 after 16 overs. Last 4 overs coming your way. Slog overs alert. Batters will look to maximize in this final 4 overs. It will be a task to contain them in this final 4 overs. Well, there's a very late introduction into the bowling attack as Mahinder Reddy now comes in with the ball. Tons of experience behind Mahinder Reddy into his 927th match. 460, 496 wickets, economy 7.29, best figures of 5 for 14. Here's the right arm off break. Relies more often than not on his liner length. Not a big turner of the ball, but very accurate with his liner length. This is not an easy period to bowl. Well, Mahinder Reddy starts off with a very slow delivery, just wide of mid wicket. Well, it looked as if the fielder should have gone for the catch. He goes to stop the ball but fails to do so. Like there should have been a better effort there in the deep. It's a boundary to start off the proceeding. Jairam Kashyap down on his one knee, pulls it beautifully. He was hitting at the bigger end of the ground. This time pulls it all along the carpet. Fielder came in charging as is well aware that the batters will look to get back for the second run. Keeps them to one, does well. Mahinder Reddy so far goes for 5 in his first 2 deliveries. Once again hit away, will not find the fence, but will they come back for second? Yes, they does. Excellent piece of running between Vamsi Reddy and Jairam Kashyap. Loud and early call allowed them enough time to complete the second run. Ran first one hard, then quickly turned for second run. There were no half measures there from both the batters. They said to as soon as the ball hits the bat. This time Mahinder Reddy just looking to go wide of that batter, just looking to ball inside that wide line on the off stump. That was a quicker one, but umpire says it's a wide. This time very similar line, but just inside that wide line. On the previous instance, it was just outside that wide line, but on this time it was just inside that wide line. This is good, clever piece of bowling from Mahinder Reddy. This time he goes into the surface. It was an arm ball, pulled nicely, travelled very quickly to the deep fielder. No chance for the second one as both the batters settles in with a single. They're doing one thing right. They are running the first one hard. Last ball of the over. Well, there's a leading edge wicket keeper Rehan after that one, and he takes it. Well, that's a beauty of catch to dismiss Jairam Kashyap. Jairam Kashyap looking for another biggie, but gets a leading edge, and wicketkeeper does well. He had to cover good ground, got underneath in the end, had to put in dive to get to that one, does it to perfection. Fourth one down. With that, Jairam Kashyap departs after 17, 145 for 4, Shreepa Rockerz. Anirudh MS will continue. 2 over 17 for none so far for him. All this time driven all along the carpet, wide of that long off. Mahinder Reddy gets in a good throw close to the stumps at the wicket keeper's end, but Vamsi Reddy is one of the better runners between the wicket, makes his ground with ease. Good piece of fielding, but still cannot restrict the batter to one. This is what Shreepa Rockers brings to the table. They have a very good running between the wicket. All the batters very quick between the wicket. Well, just throwing that wide off the right hander, but that's gone just outside that wide line on the off stump. Umpire says wide. Score moves to 148 now. Pink Panthers. Well, there's an outside edge. Well, Vamsi Reddy there went full hearted slog sweep. Got a very thick outside edge. Nothing much wicketkeeper Rehan could have done as that ball went very wide of him. No slip in position. That ball raced very quickly off the surface. No chance, giving no chance for short third fielder who gives it very early. Doesn't even bother chasing that one. 150 is up for Shreepa Rockers. 152 for 4 after 17.2. Well, gets in the slide and releases the ball quickly, Rehan. But still, both the batters are through for a single. Well, what can I tell about this kind of running between the wicket? That ball never went far away from the wicket keeper, and Rehan is one of the quickest. He gets to the ball in a flash, gets in the throw, misses the target. If it would have hit, it would have been curtains for Srihit, but Srihit in the end making his ground. Srihit in at number 6 for Shreepa Rockers. Well, inside half of the bat, ball moves to short third for a single. Srihit gets off the mark with single. 217 matches for him, 3610 runs, averaging just under 27. Strike rate 115. Is a very good batter. Srihit in ahead of Sri Vishwa. This time, Vamsi Reddy gets, gets the dancing shoes on, gets to the pitch of the ball, but gets very close to the pitch of the ball, in fact, and had no chance to give any sort of elevation to that ball. So, drills one all along the carpet, slight misfield there by Mahinder Reddy in mid off region, allows the batter to come back for two. This is sharp, good bowling from Anirudh. Throws one wide of the right hander, cuts but straight to the sweeper cover. Still a good over for Shreepa Rockers as they get 12 of the 18th over. 157 for 4. Rockers after 18. Last two overs remaining in the tank. What will be the target they lie? Aditya and K will bowl the 19th over. Is bowled exceedingly well. Hasn't picked a wicket but is hasn't gone for plenty as well. 3 overs, 21 for none for Aditya and K today. Will he close out his spell on high? He desperately needs a wicket to make his figures look even better. Sharp turn. Played with the turn. Played in between mid wicket and square leg. There wasn't a gap in between those two fielders, but still Vamsi Reddy threading the needle to perfection. What a shot that was! With the turn. Went with the turn. There's a very thin gap between Mid wicket and square leg, plenty of open spaces between long on and mid wicket, but not much between mid wicket and square leg. But still, he gets in that gap for a boundary. This time, the length was dragged back. Once again, looking to go in that very region, looking for the slog sweep. Gets a leading edge. Ball goes over the head of the wicket keeper and hits the boundary skirtings in no time. Well, these are fortunate runs, and Vamsi Reddy will take it. He's going hard at the bowlers and getting the full rewards, getting the full value to his shots. Aditya NK going for 8 in his first two deliveries so far. Last 4 balls remaining in this over. Already bowler gone for 8. This time slow through the air. Vamsi Reddy advancing, trying to get to the pitch of the ball, but a good piece of bowling from Aditya NK, dragging his length back. That ball turned sharply and finished on the stumps. Off stump uprooted on that occasion. And that's it for the match for Reddy as he departs. Fifth one down for Shreepa Rockerz as half of the team now back in the sheds for 165. 9 balls remaining in this innings. What more can Shreepa Rockerz add? They already have 165 on the board. Anything over 180 will be a very competitive score at this surface. It's not a good surface, not the ideal conditions to bat to, as it drizzled last night. So it will hold a bit in the surface, and at the same time, there will be a bounce up here and there, up and downs. Channa Rao is the new batter in straight away looking for that big shot, gets right off the bottom. Ball even doesn't carry to the deep fielder in the mid on, in fact, in the long on region. So, single to open his account for Channa Rao. 407 matches, 8,476 runs, averaging just under 31. Strike rate in excess of 158 for Channa Rao. Once again, pulled away. Well, the fielder they did exceedingly well to get to the ball, but slight fumble, and it's enough for both the batters to come back for the second run. This is what Shreepa Rockerz does. They are very quick between the wickets. They'll run that first one hard. Once again, very slow through the air, wide of that off stump, just inside that wide line on the off stump. A beauty to end the over. Still a good over, I must say. 11 runs and a wicket coming off the 19th over. Shreepa Rockerz 168 for the loss of 5 after 19. Mahas now back into the attack. Balled well with the new ball. Now, can he close out? Well, straight away gets rid of Channa Rao. That's a length delivery outside of term. Channa Rao fit going nowhere. Throwing the kitchen sink at that ball. Only managing an outside edge. A good take by SK Rehan. It was at comfortable height. Sixth one down for Shreepa Rockers in the 20th over. 168 for 6 after 19.1. Sri Vishwa is in today in at number 8. Came very low down the order. Sri Vishwa usually bats at in the top order. Gets one fast mid off, and will that be cut off? Yes, it will be cut off by long on. So it will only be a single. Sri Vishwa gets off the mark with a single. 300 matches for Vishwa. 6,630 runs, averaging over 30. Strike rate 106.57 for Sri Vishwa. He's a complete batter, but it's not the ideal condition for him to come in. Completely different job. Well, once again, another batter looking for the biggie, only managing to get an outside edge to Rehan, the wicket keeper. This is excellent piece of bowling. Dragged his length back, saw the batter giving charge to him, dragged his length back. Batter still going with the shot, only managing an outside edge. A good catch by the wicketkeeper. He's been busy in this over. Seventh one bites the dust for Shreepa Rockerz. They lose two in this over. 169 for 7. Excellent 20th over so far by Mahas. Bharat Gabbar is one down the ground all along the carpet. It will only be a single. Excellent over from Mahas so far. 2 runs and 2 wickets so far in the 4 deliveries. Will he get out of the over nicely? Sri Vishwa shuffles, moved early, looking to play that one in the fine leg, but gets beaten. That's a dot ball. What an over this has been so far. Only 2 runs so far of the final over. Well, there's a change in field. Fine leg drops back and long on comes in for the final ball. Well, that's a length delivery. Vishwa looking to pull but gets beaten. That ball hitting his thigh pad and moves to the point. It will only be a single, that to a leg by to close out the over. An excellent final over from Mahas. 3 runs and couple of wickets to close out. Pink Panthers asking Shreepa Rockerz, inviting Shreepa Rockerz to bat first. Shreepa Rockerz managing 171 on the board. 172 will be the target for Pink Panthers. When we come out to chase, we'll be right back with the action in a very short while. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the chase. What a start this has been for Shreepa Rockers. And they have got two big fish right at the top. They have got two wickets in the very first over. At an excellent start this has been for Shreepa Rockers. For first putting up 171 with the bat, then backing up with an excellent start. Ritvik S and Anirudh MS, the two batters dismissed. Rihan gets off the mark in some style. Well, that was shot and set up nicely. Rehan pulls it well in front. No one there behind in the mid wicket. That's a boundary. 11 for 2 after 1.2. Pink Panthers. SK Rehan is the new batter in. This time he goes in the mid off region. Gabbar there inside the circle. Gets the dive in, but still cannot stop that one from going to a boundary. That ball rolls across the surface very quickly after hitting the thigh of Bharat Gabbar, who gets in slide but still cannot stop that one. Back to back boundaries for Rehan. 240 matches for Rehan. 10,080 runs. Mind boggling average of 76.36. A very healthy strike rate. 154.06 for SK Rehan. Is taking on the Srihit. Srihit, right arm medium pacer. Balls in with very short run up. This time driven on the up. Straight to the cover point fielder right at the edge. That's a dot ball. 217 matches for Srihit. 107 wickets. Economy 6.9. Best figures of 5 for 48. He's gone for 9 in first 4 deliveries. Srihit this time beautifully played in the gap. There's a fielder behind in the point, so it will only be a single. Length delivery into the surface. Punched off the back foot straight to the point fielder. 6 runs and 2 wickets in the first over. Now 10 runs coming off the second over. This time Mahas coming down the track trying to get to the pitch of the ball, but cannot get to the pitch of the ball as the length was dragged back beautifully by Srihit. So 10 runs coming off the second over, 16 for the loss of 2 Pink Panthers while chasing 172. Channa Rao, after that excellent first over, now comes back to ball his second. That ball holding in the surface, looking for the quick single. Fielder there did good, did well to get to the ball, but still Rehan and Mahas very quick between the wicket, completes the single with ease. Excellent piece of running between the wicket between these two. Well, the captain Venkatarama Rao in the gully region, all charged up after that two early wickets. Well, this is one match to watch out. Pink Panthers taking on Shreepa Rockers. This time, Mahas making room for himself, looking to go over mid off, but doesn't get any connection on the ball. Channarao is not some of the bowlers against whom you can hit through the line. He, he'll bowl into that hard length. He'll bowl more offer than in the good and short of good length. He's a tall bowler. Will get extra bounce out of the surface as well. Quick in terms of pace. This time lifted over mid on. Just goes over his head for a boundary. Well, Mahas there, not happy with the connection. Got it out of the toe of the bat, but still goes over the head of mid on. Fielder there, back paddling first, trying to reach to the ball for the catch, but in the end, running after the ball to stop that one, but his effort goes in vain. 5 coming off the 3 deliveries so far, 21 for 2 Pink Panthers. Change in a field, now point fielder inside the circle, and mid on drops back to long on. Long on and deep mid wicket in play. This time he lifts it over the point fielder. Fielder after that one. Will he cut it off? Yes, it does. Mahas will come back for the second. This is good. Making room for himself. That was a length delivery. He somehow gets underneath and lifts it over point. Looking to play field. Mahas is backing up nicely and making room for himself to access that offside. And this time just hits it on the onside for a single. Two fielders behind in that region, so it will only be a single. Much better line from Channa Rao on that occasion, attacking the stumps, attacking the body. 8 runs so far of the over. Last ball of the over. Channa Rao 1.5 overs, 13 for 2 so far. Once again in the air, but will clear the infield and go for a boundary. What a shot that was from Rehan. It's raining boundaries here at one champion. Well, Pink Panthers rocked early. They've lost 2 wickets in the very first over, still going hard. They want to score maximum in the power play as they have got 28 out of 3, but they have lost 2 wickets. Will they continue the same counter attack or will there be a change in the approach? Well, that's in the air. Two fielders after that one, but still cannot reach to the ball. Mahas opening up, looking to go inside out. Doesn't get it right off the middle, but he'll fetch 2 for that. He's batting bravely. Mahas here, looking to counter attack the bowling. This time walked away, but there's a fielder behind on the onside in mid wicket, so it will only be a single. A good looking shot from Rehan, but it will only be a single. Two fielders on the onside, mid wicket and long on. Well, that's a low full toss, and Mahas this time gets underneath that one nicely and lifts it Over mid on for a boundary. In fact, over mid off for a boundary. Ball goes in the long off region. One bounce, four it is. Well, one champion batting bravely, not taking a step back after losing two early wickets. That's the intent that the batters bat with these days. This time in the air, doesn't get it out of the middle, but that ball still lands safely in between mid wicket and long on. Venkata Rao there in the short third, warming himself up. Is he coming next in? 7 runs so far of the over. Rehan this time comes down the track, doesn't get to the pitch of the ball. Still good eye hand coordination, goes through with the shot and clears mid off with ease and fetches a boundary. Well, this is batting of highest order. This is brave batting. Rehan finding it right off the middle from the word go. 19 of 8 deliveries. This time slow one. Rehan waits on nicely and played that one with the soft hands and threw for a single. 12 runs coming off the fourth over by Srihit. 40 for the loss of two. Pink Panthers after four. Spinner introduced inside the power play. Well, Madhuvi Reddy, slow left arm orthodox bowler, now into the attack. 286 matches for him, 376 wickets, economy 5.26, very good. Best figures of 6 for 19. He's a genuine wicket taker. Madhuvi Reddy well, now has to operate with only two fielders outside the circle. He's got mid off. Well, what a shot that was! That came right out of the screws. Slightly fuller in terms of length, and Rehan gets down on one knee and hits it a long way over the side screen, over the head of the bowler. A very emphatic start to the over, a very dominant start for Rehan. He's raised away to 26 of just 10 deliveries. Well, he started off nicely. SK Rehan is a very complete batter, tall in terms of height. He's got a good reach. He's got a very strong bottom hand, but heavily relies on the timing. Rehan once again goes big. This time goes against the wind, but still clears the lot. Well. Mid on was inside the circle and he goes over. Once again, down on his one knee. This time doesn't get the connection as good as he did on the previous ball, but still good enough to go all the way. 50 is up for Panthers in no time. 52 for 2 after 4, just 4.2. Counter attack is on. There's a change in field. Mid wicket comes in and long off drops back. Well, what a catch that was! Well, the fielder ran all over that one. In the end, takes it reverse cup. What a catch that was! That ball was moving in the air, wind flowing nicely. Rehan looking to get that slog sweep in, gets the leading edge. He was looking for the third six, but that brings his downfall. He batted nicely, but now has to walk back. This will be a very long back for Rehan. Third wicket now down inside the power play for Pink Panthers. 52 for 3 after 4.3. The new batter in is Anurag. Huge shout of leg before, but there was a very big outside edge there, denied by the match official rightfully. New batter in is Anurag. 120 matches for him, 2,756 runs, averaging over 32. Strike rate 84. Well, looks to pull, but pulls straight into the hands of mid wicket. Well, what's happening with Pink Panthers? Another batter looking for the boundary. Holds out inside the circle in the mid wicket. Well, what an animated celebration there from the captain of Shreepa Rockerz. Venkatarama Rao. He's up. Well. What a celebration there from Venkatarama Rao. He is a very animated man. He's fully involved in the game. Very delighted with that wicket. As fourth one goes down for Pink Panthers. 52 for 4 now. Inside the 5 overs. New batter in is Sachin Rathore in at number 6 for Pink Panthers. 296 matches for Sachin, 4,804 runs, averaging 25.42, strike rate of 105.84. Last ball of the fifth over, a successful one. Well, Sachin was not ready on that occasion to face the delivery, bails out at the very last moment. Umpire gives it a dead ball. Madhuvir has to reload that one. Over started off with couple of sixes, then a wicket, then to a back-to-back for Madhuvir Reddy. An excellent comeback, 12 runs and 2 wickets coming off the 5 overs. Fifth over, 52 for 4, Pink Panthers. Well, another good spinner now into the attack. The spin from both ends for Shreepa Rockerz as Bharat Gabbar, another left arm orthodox bowler, was introduced into the attack. 142 matches for Bharat Gabbar, 175 wickets. Economy just over 7, 7.04. Best figures of 6 for 24. Will ball the final over of the power play. Well, Mahas there looking for an innovative shot, looking to switch hit that one, but gets right off the toe. It's a dot ball to start off. The final over of the power play, sixth one. This time looking to paddle one fine. There's a fine leg in play. He looked to go over that one, but Bharat Gabbar very accurate with his liner length. This time goes slightly fuller on the pads and beautifully swept away in between square leg and fine leg. That's a boundary. Bharat Gabbar slightly full in terms of length and drifts one on the pad. Mahas is too good a batter to miss out on such loose deliveries. He feeds on that one, gets a boundary, much needed boundary. Well, Pink Panthers are only batting 18 overs in this match as they came late. So they have to chase this target in 18 overs. Sixth hour. Well, that's a peach of a shot. Mahas with a slog sweep. Length was not there. It was very full in terms of length. But he did exceedingly well to get underneath that one. Flat bats it. That ball went very flat and very quick to the boundary skirtings. Back to back boundaries. Pink Panthers now 60 on the board inside the power play. Bharat Gabbar on the pads, look to paddle sweep. That ball carried at good height to Venkata Rao in fine leg, who juggles but puts it down in the second attempt. Well, a good effort there from Venkata Rao, the captain, but fails to hold on. This time, an attempted reverse sweep, and that's been given wide outside the wide line on the off stump. That ball came in but came after pitching outside that wide line. Last ball of the over. That's a quicker one from Bharat Gabbar, played with the soft hands and threw for a single. Good running between the wicket. 10 runs coming off the sixth over. Pink Panthers 62 for the loss of 4 after 6. Power play done and dusted. Madhuvi ready to continue. There was not enough room to cut that one, but Mahas doesn't find the gap. Straight to the gully fielder. This time goes for the reverse sweep, and it was straight in the bucket hands of the gully fielder. Mahas gets out immediately after the power play. Sri hit the fielder there in the gully, makes no mistake, and Mahas the man dismissed. Madhuvi Reddy once again with the wicket. Now 5 down. Pink Panthers, half of the team back in the sheds in just 6.2 overs, 62 for 5. Well, one brings two. Aditya NK into the attack. Gets trapped in front. Well, he was playing with a crossbat there, looking to work one on the leg side and missing a pretty straight delivery. No hesitation in the match official's mind before raising his finger. Well, Aditya NK in has to walk back for a golden duck. Aditya NK back into the sheds without troubling the scorers. He goes for a golden duck. थोड़ा. Well, the new batter in is Mahinder Reddy in at number 8 for Pink Panthers. A white ball veteran, very good batter, bats low down the order and does the bulk of scoring at the back end, but he has a very different job today as he's in way early than he would love. 927 matches for Mahinder Reddy, 22,751 runs, averaging just under 40, strike rate of 153.80 for Mahinder Reddy. Defense one of the front foot straight to the covers. That's a dot ball. What a bowling! What a spell of bowling this has been from Madhuvi Reddy. Has totally turned the match on his heads. He's got 4 wickets in just 1.5 overs. Only concedes 30 run, 13 run in fact. He's gone for massive sixes straight. when he was into the attack in first two deliveries. From there on, he has only conceded single run and picked four wickets. What a comeback! What a turnaround this has been. This time an arm delivery coming back in with the angle. Sachin Rathod defends one of the back foot. Super over from Madhuri Reddy. Couple of wickets and a single coming off that one. 63 for the loss of 6 after 7. Pink Panthers. They need another 109 in 66 deliveries. Bharat Gabbar now into the attack. In fact, he will continue. He's gone for 10 in his first over. Now starts off with a dot. Mahinder Reddy, usually a big hitter, likes to get on the way with sixes, but today totally different job for him as his teams need 108 of 64 deliveries. He needs to first anchor the innings from here on, steady the ship, then look for the finish. Well, this time the ball coming in with the angle. Mohan Rathore Sachin getting an inside half of bat, ball moves into the square leg for a single. Well, Pink Panthers have now slowed down after the power play as they have lost four back-to-back wickets after 52. They have lost four wickets in just 10 runs in last couple of overs. Bharat Gabbar this time with the Chinaman delivery coming in for the right-hander. Mahinder Reddy does well, plays it on the back foot into the mid wicket for a single. This time a good one from Bharat Gabbar, slow through the air, allowing the ball an extra time to spin away from the right-hander. Sachin Rathore gets beaten on the outside edge. There's a delivery, there's a variation that Bharat Gabbar has. Balls and Chinaman along with orthodox. Sachin Rathore does well, plays with the soft hands and gets the single. Four runs coming off the eighth over. 67 for the loss of six after eight. Well, Madhvi Reddy will continue. Will he continue to take on the wickets? He's got two in the each over he bowled previously in the air. Sachin Rathore goes inside out. Will that be cut off? Yes, it does. A good effort in the deep, in the long off region. So it will be 3 runs for Sachin Rathore. Good running between the wicket. Fielder there in the deep saved 1 run for his team. Score moves to 70. Played off the back foot. Mahinder Reddy. Straight back to Madhuvir Reddy. And his follow through does well. Cut away. Beautifully waited on the ball. Allowed the ball to come at him. With was there and beautifully cuts it right between gully and point. No chance for any fielder as the outfield here is lightning quick. Mahinder Reddy gets the first boundary of the match. Run a ball 7 for him. He's taking his time initially. Well, both the batters need to soak in the pressure as they are 6 down before going after the bowling. Mahinder Reddy looks to sweep. May says a pretty straight delivery. Well, that was curtains. That ball kept low, and Madhuvi Reddy gives the final punch to Pink Panthers. A very big wicket. Mahinder Reddy departs. Madhuvir Reddy gets the big fish. First he dismissed the Rehan, started the process of wicket, and now gets the bigger fish. Mahinder Reddy, the man dismissed. Seventh one down for Pink Panthers. They're falling like 4 pins now. Mahinder Reddy goes cheaply for 7 today. No big sixes for Mahinder Reddy today. 74 for 7. Pink Panthers after 8.4. New batter in is Srivatsan. Left that ball alone. Srivatsan. Madhuvi Reddy. What a wicket to get. Dismisses Mahinder Reddy. Trapped him front. Trapped him right in front of all three stumps. Mahinder Reddy looking for the sweep. That ball kept low. Skids to the surface. It was hitting middle stump. Umpire gets it right. Last ball of the over. Once again tossed up, driven, but not convincingly. Dot ball to close out the over. After 9 overs, Pink Panthers are 75 for the loss of 7. We are halfway through in the chase as Pink Panthers need 97 more in 54 deliveries. Venkata into the attack straight away after change in ends. Very slow through the air. Sachin Rathore plays one off the back foot in the extra cover for a single. A very experienced, very sharp operator, Venkata Rao. With his right arm leg break. Well, there was a clear bump ball there, hitting the ground, then carrying to the then carrying to the slip fielder. 433 matches for Venkata Rao, 509 wickets, economy 8.23, best figures of 6 for 17. He's a wicket taker too. Venkata Rao not afraid of tossing it up at any point, but in this over, he's been just on the good length. So far, only 2 runs coming off the 10th over. What a turnaround this has been from Shreepa Rockerz. They've rocked Pink Panthers. This time cut off the back foot, but straight to the sweeper cover fielder. So it will only be a single. Well, Venkataramara throwing wide off the batters. He feels he has a good chance of getting them out by throwing wide. This is what the bowlers does this time. Attacks the stump, but that ball was drifting down the leg. Srivatsan plays all over that one. That's a dot ball. An excellent over from Venkataramarao. Only 3 coming off the 10th. 78 for 7. Pink Panthers after 10. Bharat Gabbar to continue. Starts off with a dot ball. Bharat now has a slip in play. Punched off the back foot but straight to the sweeper cover. So it will only be a single. Runs coming in terms of singles for Pink Panthers. Boundaries have completely dried up. Well, that's a Chinaman leg spinner from Bharat coming in for the right hander. Srivasthan does well to keep it out. In the air, just wide of that cover fielder. It was not a very well controlled shot from Srivasthan, but still wide of that cover fielder, so it will be a single for him. So far, 2 runs coming off the 4 deliveries. This time Sachin Rathore goes straight but doesn't get it off the middle, so it will only be a single. Pink Panthers now reeling at the moment. They're falling well behind. Well, that was an arm ball attacking the stump. Srivasthan keeps it out. Another good over. Only 3 coming off the 11th. 81 for 7. Pink Panthers after 11. Last 7 overs remaining in this match. Pink Panthers need 91. Venkataramarao, after the very economical first over, will continue. काफी अच्छी गेंदबाजी की है अभी तक वेंकटरामराव ने. काफी धीमी गति से डाल रहे हैं. बॉल को वक्त दे रहे हैं ताकि वो स्पिन हो. 81 81 काफी अच्छा सरफेस ये वन चैंपियन क्रिकेट ग्राउंड का। काफी मदद यहाँ पर स्पिनर्स को। ओवरकास्ट कंडीशंस, क्लाउड कवर और ज्यादा मदद करेगा वेंकट रामाराव को। इस बार ऊपर डाली गेंद, सचिन बड़े शॉट के लिए गए मगर पूरी तरह से चूके। वेंकट रामाराव जाने जाते हैं अपनी धीमी गति के गेंद के लिए। बल्लेबाजों को बुलाते हैं, दावत देते हैं बड़े शॉट्स के लिए। एक और ऊपर की हुई गेंद, इस बार ड्राइव किया मगर सीधा शॉट कवर्स के हाथ में। अभी तक कोई रन नहीं आया इस ओवर से। काफी नबी तुली गेंदबाजी यहाँ पर वेंकट रामाराव की। काफी दिग्गज गेंदबाज यहाँ पर आउटसाइड एज, मगर बॉल कैरी नहीं हुआ वहां पर स्लिप फील्डर तक जिन्होंने डाइव लगाई, बट एक टप्पा खाने के बाद गेंद उनके हाथ में आई। तीसरा डॉट बॉल यहाँ पर ओवर का। लॉन्ग ऑन फील्डर को अब पीछे ढकेल रहे वेंकट रामाराव। 3 लगातार डॉट बॉल्स इस ओवर में। थोड़ी सी लेंथ को खींचा सचिन राठौर ने। अच्छा शॉट खेला बैकफुट पर जाकर, मगर सिर्फ एक रन मिलेगा वहां पर कवर्स में। स्कोर पहुंचा 82 पे। इसी के साथ एक ओवर 4 बॉल में 4 रन देके बिना कोई विकेट हासिल किए अभी तक वेंकट रामाराव। अच्छी स्पेल, मगर विकेट के साथ फिनिश करना चाहेंगे ओवर को। धीमी गति से डाली हुई गेंद, इस बार कट किया मगर अच्छी फील्डिंग वहां पर पॉइंट में भरत गब्बर की तरफ से। कोई रन नहीं मिला। श्रीवात्सन 2 रन बना है अभी तक 9 गेंदों में। वेंकट रामाराव में बांध कर रखा है दोनों बल्लेबाजों को अभी तक। आखिरी बॉल इस ओवर की। काफी धीमी गति से डाली हुई गेंद। श्रीवात्सन वहां पर बड़े शॉट के लिए नहीं गए, गेंद को आने दिया और हल्के हाथों से वहां पर टहलाया पॉइंट की दिशा में। कोई रन नहीं मिला। सिर्फ एक रन आया वहां पे 12वें ओवर से, जिसके चलते स्कोर 82, 7 विकेट के नुकसान पर 90 चाहिए आखिरी 6 ओवर में पिंक पैंथर्स को। एक और यहाँ पर गेंदबाजी में परिवर्तन। लड्डू आए हैं गेंदबाजी करने के लिए। राइट आर्म ऑफ ब्रेक बॉलर लड्डू। 34 मैचेस उनके, 12 विकेट, इकोनॉमी 7.4, बेस्ट फिगर्स 2 फॉर 12। थोड़ी सी फुल गेंद वहां पर अच्छे हाथों फ्रंट फुट पे जाकर वहां पर टहलाया स्ट्रेट साइड स्क्रीन पर। सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक रन मिला। 89 चाहिए और 35 गेंदों में। अच्छी गेंद वहां पर लड्डू की। अटैक कर रहे हैं स्टंप्स को, जाने जाते हैं अपने तेज गति की गेंदबाजी के लिए, अपने आर्म बॉल के लिए, स्ट्रेट ऑन के लिए लड्डू। जी हाँ, वहां पर ऑलमोस्ट डिफेंस से निकला था बॉल। आखिरी वक्त पर बल्ला लाकर इनसाइड एज लगाई श्रीवात्सन ने। यहाँ पर सर्वाइविंग गेम चल रही है, रन मारने की कोई भी यहाँ पर कोशिश नहीं की जाए दोनों बल्लेबाजों की तरफ से। एक बार फिर वहां पर डिफेंड किया बैकफुट पे, वो बॉल टहलते हुए जा रही थी विकेट की तरफ। बाल बाल बचे वहां पे श्रीवास्तव। तीसरा डॉट ओवर का। टोटली यहाँ पर शेल में जा चुके हैं पिंक पैंथर्स। इस बार थोड़ा सा ग्रीडी हुए लड्डू और डाउन द लेग वाइड कर दी, जिसके चलते स्कोर 84 पर पहुंचा। 84, 7 विकेट के नुकसान पर 12 ओवर 4 बॉल के बाद। एक बार फिर अच्छी गेंद वहां पर हल्के हाथों से खेला। तेज तर्रार सिंगल की मांग की थी वहां पर श्रीवास्तव ने, बट सचिन राठौर नॉन स्ट्राइकर से मना किया। आखिरी बॉल इस ओवर की। कट करना चाहते थे मगर चूके पूरी तरह से। एक और डॉट बॉल के साथ ओवर समाप्त। 2 रन आए हैं 13वें ओवर से। 84 7 विकेट के नुकसान पे 13 ओवर के बाद। वेंकट रामाराव कंटिन्यू करेंगे अपना तीसरा ओवर लेकर। सिर्फ और सिर्फ 4 रन दिए हैं अभी तक अपने 2 ओवर में। काफी धीमी गति से चालाकी से डाल रहे वेंकट रामाराव। अपना एंगल चेंज किया, अब अराउंड द विकेट डायगनल आएंगे वेंकट रामाराव। आखिरी 5 ओवर बचे हुए हैं इस मैच में। 88 चाहिए पिंक पैंथर्स को। लेग स्लिप वहां पर मौजूद, लेग स्लिप और एक रेगुलर स्लिप्स। 2 फील्डर वहां पर आउटसाइड एज के लिए, हवा में गेंद और सीधा हाथ में। वेंकट रामाराव को मिली विकेट। सचिन राठौर वहां पर इनसाइड आउट शॉट लगाना चाहते थे, लीडिंग एज, और एक आसान सा कैच वहां पर पॉइंट में भरत गब्बर के लिए। वेंकट रामाराव अपनी पहली विकेट हासिल करते हुए 8वीं विकेट वहां पर चटकाई पिंक पैंथर्स की। 84 पे 8 विकेट के नुकसान पर 3 ओवर 1 बॉल के बाद पिंक पैंथर्स। Ritesh Rajendra Singh is the new batter in at number 10. Once again, it's a floater outside off stump, very full in terms of length. Ritesh Rajendra Singh lets it go through the wicketkeeper, not taking any chances against Venkataraman Rao. Has got a wicket. His tail is up. Venkataraman Rao. Well, a swing and a miss. Venkataraman Rao is all charged up, inviting the batters to take him downtown. At the moment, he's getting a better of the batters. 2.3 overs, 4 for 1. Excellent figures for Venkataraman Rao. Once again, tossed up, batter looking for the big shot. Holds out in the long off region. Venkataraman Rao gets the second wicket of the match, dismissing Rajendra Singh for not a good catch in the long off region. Vamsi, the fielder there in the deep, makes no mistake. Ninth one down for Pink Panthers for just 84 on the board. The last man walking in is Akshay BVS in at number 11 for Pink Panthers. He's the last man standing. Venkataraman Rao gets 2 in this over, yet to concede a run. What an over this has been. What a spell this has been for Venkataraman Rao. 2.4 overs. 4 for 2 so far for him. Will he finish off with another one, adding to his spell? Well, this is brave bowling from Venkataramarao. Not shy of tossing it up. Invites the batter for big shots every now and then. He's got more fielders now circling the bat. Point now well inside the circle, apart from two slips. Cut away! That ball almost carried to the point fielder. Bharat Gabbadir got down low, but that ball just does not carry to him. Well, that would have been third one for Venkataramarao, Rao, but Bharat Gabbar fails to hold on one. Akshay gets a lifeline. Last ball of the over. What a over this has been. Two wickets and no run conceded so far. Once again, very slow through the air. This time, Akshay defends one of the back foot. A super over from a super player. Two wickets and no run conceded. It's a double wicket maiden from Venkataramarao. Rao. What a spell of bowling this has been from a white ball giant. Pink Panthers 84 for 9 after 14 overs. Channarao now back into the attack, straight away gets an outside edge. A good catch from Laddu in the slips. That's it. Pink Panthers getting bundled out for just 84. The margin of victory for Shreepa Rockers will be 88. Complete domination from Shreepa Rockers in this match. We are expecting it. We were expecting it to be a very close encounter, but Shreepa Rocker in the end turns it out into a one-sided affair. Pink Panthers winning the toss, opting to ball first, inviting Shreepa Rockers to bat first. 171 for 7 is what Shreepa Rockers got. In reply, Pink Panthers getting bundled out in just 14.1 overs. 84 is what they managed. Congratulations to Shreepa Rockers for winning this match with a handsome margin of 88. Player of the match will be Madhuvir Reddy for his excellent spell of bowling. 3 overs, 21 for 5 for Madhuvir Reddy makes him the man of the match, player of the match. That's it from this match. Do catches in the second match.